What's going on, y'all? It's Dime, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Promise we'll be getting a new project out next week, but this week we're going to be talking about 3 Ozark Trail Axis Lock knives. These are 2 from this year, and this is the one from last year. This is the 3rd year they've done it. I don't have the first edition. I'll pop it up on the screen. I wasn't really interested in it when it came out. With these, we'll start with the oldest one. This one came out last year. I really like the shape on this one. How thin that handle gets. I really like it. This is just what I'm sure is just stainless, cheap stainless. This was like a $5 one. I had to modify this one pretty heavily to get it to flip open and closed. You have to grind down that flipper tab quite a bit. Probably half the thickness of the flipper tab is gone. That was the first one. I really like it. It's not on bearings or nothing like the new ones, but there's some comparison where Ozark Trail was last year with their Axis locks. I really like that spear point blade. I'm a fan of it. I think this is a slick looking knife, and for the $5 I paid, I think that's well worth it. Next, we're going to be getting into this year's $5 knife. This one again is just some stainless. It's not marked, but if you go online you can find it. It's stainless. This one doesn't have full liners. It's just got a little bit right there. You can see that just a little bit of metal in there. It's not a whole lot, just enough to hold the action and everything. It's a neat little knife. I think $5. It's well worth the $5. If you haven't got one already, these are going to be great Christmas gifts. Last time I went to Walmart, there was this one, and it was the last one of these on the shelf, and they had just got a shipment of these. So we'll be getting into that next one here in a second. It's got the nice jimping on the back right there. Feels good. The axis doesn't stick out as far as this one. It's pretty flush. It's a really thin knife. I like it, honestly, how thin it is. Compare it to this one. Do it like this. You can see there's like a full scale thickness difference, and that's because this doesn't have liners, and it's thinner overall. The blade stock is thinner. I don't know how well you'll be able to tell, but it is quite a bit thinner. Now let's get over this $10 knife. Now for $10, I don't think there is a better knife on earth. For $10, D2 steel, on bearings, Axis lock. It's obviously not the same, but it is comparable to a Benchmade bug out, which I think is amazing. It shows how Ozark Trail is innovating and actually trying to improve their products every year. I mean, look at the evolution just from this to this. Adding bearings, and now having a nice steel. You know, it's D2, it's not the best, but it is a quality steel. I like it a lot. This one is really good. I love it. Those liners, it's got the jimping down here, gives you a little extra traction when you're grabbing it. The whole handle, not just these sections, is textured. So there's a texture along the whole knife. It's pretty grippy for just being plastic. I'm a fan. I personally like orange, so I'm not bothered with the color. I know a bunch of people don't. They change out those scales, which, you know, for $10, I think you can do what you want with your knife and not be too worried about if you mess something up. I think this is a great stocking stuffer. I mean, just how smooth those are. It's awesome. Actually put a knife on bearings from Walmart for $10 and $5. They're both on bearings. I don't know how well you'd be able to see in there, but you can kind of see right in there to each side of the blade stock. I'm a fan. They're fairly sharp out of the package. You know, it's not a perfect razor edge, but it's pretty dang good. So if you're looking for cheap Christmas gifts, stocking stuffers, I'd highly recommend either one of these two. If they're in stock around you and you're in knives, pick them up. They're worth taking with you if you go to the lake or something. You don't have to worry about losing a $200 knife out in the water. I think it's a no-brainer, really. For the prices, I don't think you can really beat it. I'm not saying they're worth what people are selling them for on eBay, because I've seen these selling for $25. It's a great knife. I don't know if I would pay $25 for it, but I have, before paid $25 for a worse knife. So I guess I kind of would. Another thing with these is the axis lock itself sticks out more on this. It's sticking proud on this one. It's easier to grab and actuate. This one's almost flush, so you got to really be able to grab in there. I like that design on that blade too. I like that profile. I am a really big fan of the spear point though. The spear point's probably one of my favorites out of any blade design. I really just think that's a nice knife. For $5, you got somebody you know that's just getting into this stuff, or you don't know what to get them. This is a perfect little gift. If you're going to a Secret Santa or White Elephant or whatever, these would be some great gifts to pick up for cheap. Highly recommend them. One other thing we're going to do is use last week's project and go ahead and strop all these, because I've put an edge on this one. These two are fairly sharp already. I'm going to strop them, see what that gets me to without having to reprofile them. And I did go and get me some green polish. If y'all are interested in seeing how I made, or me making this leather knife strop block, go check it out. That's my last video. It's a fun little project, simple. If you're into knives, you should probably have a strop, because a lot of the times the knife really doesn't need sharpened, it needs stropped. Let's get to that. You can just hear that. Got a decent edge to it now. Not perfect, but these are cheap knives. They ain't gonna have perfect edges, and you shouldn't worry about them having a perfect edge. These are little beater knives that you can be okay with losing, breaking, giving to somebody, letting somebody need, somebody needs a knife, you hand it to them. You're not worried about getting it back. I think they're no-brainers for the prices on these. Have one in every room of the house if you want, for the price. Put one in every vehicle you got, put them in your backpacks, whatever. I think they're a great knife. And sorry about no build this week, guys. Like I said, we'll be getting back to it next week. Getting a full build going. I'm not quite sure what yet, but I got a whole list of stuff. I'll just pick one and hopefully y'all enjoy it. If y'all like this kind of video, going over some new knives and stuff, let me know in the comments. Drop a like on the video. Really helps me out. Tells me that you like this kind of stuff, so I know what I need to make for y'all. Because it's all just a guessing game. Ooh, that's nice and sharp right there. That's sharp as It needs to be, I'd say. Alright, y'all. That is 3 Ozark Trail Axis locks, 2 from 2024 and 1 from 2023. If y'all enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like on the video, comment down below, let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it, and share the video with some friends or family members if you think they might like this kind of thing, or maybe you'd want to hint at them some Christmas gift ideas for you. Here you go. Yeah, this has been Dime, guys. Thank you very much for watching.